Hi, I'm Phil McNamara from carmagazine.co.uk and welcome to the Frankfurt Motor Show. It's not so much a show, it's more a city of cars. So, to save on your shoe leather, let Car be your guide to 2007's hottest cars. But first, let me introduce the BMW X6. It looks like an X5, but if you come round to the side, you'll spot the difference. Check out that roofline that falls away like a downhill ski ramp. Those massive 21-inch wheels. Also, check out that glass house, much narrower than on the X5, because this is a coupe version of that car. Question is, will it sell? It's got less space than an X5, but it's more flash and it'll cost more cash. Is the X6 going to be a hit? It's one of the big questions that will be answered at this year's Frankfurt Motor Show.
Another motor show and yet another Porsche 911, but this time it's the daddy of them all. It's the GT2, which basically means a GT3 crossed with a Porsche 911 turbo. But the turbo engine's been boosted by 50 horsepower, which means 530 horsepower through the rear wheels only. And if you're feeling a little bit guilty about buying a GT2, maybe you could add this to your garage as well. It's only at the experimental stage at the moment, but this is the Cayenne Hybrid, which means it combines a V6 engine with a large battery and some electric motors. It's not going to save the planet though, they're still only claiming 31 miles per gallon.
There's a little bit of Hollywood at every motor show, and here on the Jaguar stand, that Hollywood theme is heroes and villains. The villains are the current Jaguar saloon cars, the X-Type, the S-Type and the XJ, and there's not one of those cars here. That's because that's Jaguar's old school design language, retro styling, old-fashioned looks, albeit often with high technology underpinnings. The hero of the story is the new direction of Jaguar's design, and that's epitomized by the Jaguar XF we see here. The XF is peppered with interesting styling details. I really like this grille. It's made of plastic, but it's got real depth, really shines beautifully in artificial light or in the sun, and I think it's something that an owner will be really proud of, a very distinctive face of the car. An interesting detail number two, and I really love this. Push the start button and look at the way the gear selector comes up, just like off a really modern computer. And that's how we select gear: park, reverse, neutral, drive. Really, really modern. Turn the engine off and it sinks back down again. How great's that? If you own this, I think you'd show that off to your neighbours with real pride.
This is the star of Lamborghini's Frankfurt stand. It's the Reventon. It's based on the Murcielago LP640, but just 20 of these are built, and it's going to cost €1 million each. Mechanically, it's pretty much the same as the standard Murcielago, so you get permanent four-wheel drive and a 6.5 litre V12 that produces 650 horsepower. But it's the styling that makes this thing really special. It's been designed by Lamborghini's Centro Steel, and it's inspired, as you probably guessed, by stealth fighter jets. So you get these flat, angular panels and matte paint.
Look, forget the Lamborghini, forget the Porsche Cayenne Hybrid. There's an awful lot of people here at Frankfurt who think that this thing, the Volkswagen Up, is the most important car at the show. And I'll tell you why. If Volkswagen have got their sums right, this thing could be as big for them as the original Beetle. Like the original Beetle, it's a full four-seater. Like the original Beetle, the engine's in the back. And like the original Beetle, it's going to be very, very cheap. If you want to make the Up yours, when it goes on sale in 2009, it could cost you as little as £4,000.
Environmentally friendly cars have usually been seen as a bit dull, a bit boring. This is anything but. This is the Mercedes F700. The big thing about it is its diesel engine, which proves that the petrol engine isn't dead just yet. On startup it runs like a conventional engine with a spark plug. Under partial loads it switches and runs like a diesel, lowering the combustion temperature and lowering emissions. That means 255 horsepower, 295 pounds-foot of torque, with 55.3 miles per gallon and only 127 grams of CO2 per kilometre. Now this F700 is full of technical highlights. There's lasers in the headlamps, that read the road ahead and the suspension adapts accordingly. There's even an onboard avatar. If you don't know the way home, or you don't know where you want to go, you can discuss with it your destination. Let's give it a try. Sprechen Sie English?
Small cars are the next big thing at Frankfurt this year, and they don't come much smaller than this, Toyota's IQ concept car. It's tiny, it's less than 3 metres long, but prices will start at higher than the Igo when they kick off in 2009.
So, that's our guide to the hottest cars at Frankfurt in 2007. To see something like this, you'll have to wait a little bit longer.